So we're going to move on to our next speaker. Our next speaker is Danielle Boyer, who's a young indigenous Ojibwe and queer robotics inventor and advocate for youth who has been teaching kids since she was 10. Danielle creates equitable learning solutions for minority youths with robotics that she designs and gives away for free through her charity, The STEAM Connection. She is one of People Magazine's Girls Changing the World, is a Laurel Paris Woman of Worth, is an MIT Solve Indigenous Communities Fellow, and is a Verizon Forward for Good winner. Amazing biography, amazing person. Danielle, welcome to this session. Feel free to add on if there's anything you'd want to add on to the introduction. And I see you brought your cat. Welcome.
Hello. My name is Danielle. This is my cat Yo-Yo. Fun fact, he's 3 feet long. He's a big cat. It's weird knowing I'm only 2 feet longer than a cat. But yeah, I know this is a Q&A session, so we can just hop right in when you're ready.
Fantastic. I love the cat, by the way. I'm so glad I came along. All right, without further ado, let's get started with your first question. So, what is the most important leadership lesson you learned in your leadership journey so far?
I really like that question. I think it's not just about one leadership journey, but about many. For me, I run a nonprofit and it's youth-led. And so when you're running a nonprofit with a lot of people your age, you learn a lot of leadership lessons every single day. I think we all do. For me, I would say I learned the biggest leadership lesson when I was putting on a charity event at this conference. It's called 3D Experience World by SolidWorks. And we assembled like 150 robots in one day. And it took months of prep. And I wasn't as prepared as I should have been. I didn't properly vet everyone that I brought with me beforehand. And that was an error on my part. And that was a huge lesson for me and a huge leadership learning lesson because I shouldn't have done it that way. I was rushing things and I was just focusing on the robots and not the other things that I had to do, and it didn't work out how I wanted it to. So it was just a lesson to kind of like take my time and to take a step back and to do everything the right way.
Amazing. Danielle, could you just maybe lead us through from the 10-year-old version of you that had that experience teaching kids to finally becoming, a founder of STEAM Connection? What happened between the 10-year-old version of you and the founder of STEAM Foundation that led you, STEAM Connection, that actually led you to start the organization?
Yeah, so I started teaching when I was like 10. I was homeschooled for most of my life, so there was an opportunity to teach local kids at our homeschool group. I taught kindergarten students. That kind of opened my eyes to a lot of inequities in technical education. And at the age of 10, there's not a lot you can do about it besides look at it and see, wow, I wish I could do more. So when I got to high school, I ended up joining a competitive robotics team. And I was met with a lot of hostility and kind of reactions I didn't expect. There was mostly guys, and they just didn't want me to be there, and it was a really hard environment. I ended up leaving, and I joined another team, and the same thing happened again. And I was like, this is not fair to me or to especially the other girls in our district who are experiencing these things and who are not being treated right. So when I started my charity, I was like, I wanted to create an environment where other girls didn't have to experience the same thing, especially girls who are minorities. And that's how my charity was born, out of that passion to learn about tech, especially robotics, but do it in a safe environment, especially one where you can, as I call, fail forward. When you're engineering, you're failing a lot, and you need a safe space to be able to do that.
Awesome.
Fantastic. I really think every girl can relate to how, we're coming from a minority and how it's more of a masculine field that they impress on us. So yeah, and to leave you with the last question, What is one piece of advice you would like to give to other young people or other young girls?
My biggest piece of advice would be to build up your own community, to see what needs your community has and to support your community first before everything else. I think there's sometimes a desire sometimes to just do everything at once, but that's not what's needed from us in this world. Let's focus on our communities first and foremost and ourselves second.
Oh, it looks like we have one more question for you. What's the biggest challenge of being a young leader?
I think it'd be mental health. I think balancing mental health and leadership and everything can be really difficult. Self-care, all of that. I know us young people, we all like tend to put our mental health on a back burner a bit, and I'm absolutely no exception. It can be really hard to balance all of that and to also balance, the desire to lead, the desire to create things, the desire to, run a nonprofit, all those things at once. It can kind of be really difficult. And it's an everyday journey and battle to prioritize your mental health and your health and your safety and your happiness. Even now, as I'm talking to you right now, like I am very, very sick, which is why my voice sounds rough. And it's a reminder to me, like I need to better prioritize my health and my mental health. So yeah, I think that's the biggest challenge, and it's an everyday thing.
Fantastic. It's been such a pleasure having you here on stage with us here today. And I really hope you get better. And your cat is super cute, by the way.
Thank
you so much for joining me. Thank you. Bye-bye.